So, I am not about to get on here and talk back or say that's what you get or anything like that. I don't mean to do that. I'm just in case you wanted to know, or maybe I'm the last to know. Um there were some hidden hands in my life, people that were saying that they were friendly with me and that we were family or whatever they were saying, that was doing crazy shit behind the scenes. Even if it was just lies that they were telling, they had made me their enemy, and I was never their enemy. They were angry at me because I got out of their way when they was doing their dirt. I honestly just didn't want to be in part of nobody's dirt because I have my own. And to be honest with you, I don't do the best in love, so I was not trying to accumulate that karma of okaying infidelity or cheating or whatever. I just wasn't into it, so I moved away from it. And this person I consider family. I just didn't want to be in their business. I do this to my real family as well. That's your business. Handle it. I don't want no parts of it. You need a couple of dollars or something, that could happen. But other than that, I'm not finna rack up karma for somebody else's drama. That ain't my drama. And now because of that, that person just started hating on me, saying nasty stuff, throwing rocks and hiding their hands, just like calling me names without actually doing it. They would just like blurt it out. Perfect example. I had gained a bunch of weight, and that person started saying Rick Ross, Rick Ross. And it was like, why did I say that? And I was like, I don't know. But to me, and I can't say that I can say this for sure, you have been talking to your lover or your new current beau and making fun of me. And then in front of him, try to clown and be funny in front of him as well. And maybe I'm paranoid or I picked up on it. Either way, I just stepped away from it and was like, I'm done with this person. I don't even care. Like, even these little cryptic messages or things, I don't even care to think about it or wrap my head around it. I'm just pushing people out of the way that's trying to cause confusion, because confusion is what? The devil. I ain't got time. I got a lot of shit going on. I got skin cancer. Well, it's okay now, but at the time, that's what I was going through. My mom just died. I was going through a lot. And that day that I started discovering shit was my mom's fucking death anniversary. So I know people had a hand in trying to like just throw that around her death anniversary. I'm not gonna say all this stuff that y'all was putting out there. Oh, the FBI is after me. The CIA is watching me. People are walking up to me to try to kill me. I'm not gonna say none of that, because I think that was all a part of the psyops that was being played out. And a lot of people played into it. They got paid to play into it to make this story up. None of that shit is happening. If you have a brain and things are supposedly in court's hands, or it's public record. You could literally just go check and see if your name is a part of something or somebody pretending to be you. That's not hard to do. If somebody's stealing an inheritance, this shit is a year later. But if somebody's supposedly stealing an inheritance, huh? If that's supposedly happening, why isn't it showing up under my name? It should definitely show up under my name in order for me to contest and say, hey, I'm that real person, not this person. Here's my birth certificate and social security card. And this is clocked official papers from the government. Because I have official papers from the government. Anyways, A year later, or almost a year later, it started July or September 15th last year, so it's almost a year later. When I started discovering stuff, it was September 15th. And again, it was my mom's death anniversary. I don't know why. It just all clicked. Maybe my mom pointed it out to me. A year later, some of these people got cancer, and God bless you. I wish you the best and wish for your recovery. Although I do feel like people tried to put me in the middle of something to make me go crazy, to try to make me go crazy. Nice try. You want to make me go crazy. You don't have to be covert about it. You could blatantly do shit that I don't like in my face, and I will go fucking absolutely ape shit. Just a little tidbit for you. You didn't have to be covert and underhanded. But the reason why you were covert and underhanded was because you had to play your hand that way, because you didn't want nobody to know what the fuck you was doing. All this underhanded shit that you pulling that I can't prove, I'm not about to wrap my head around it. I'm going to move on with my life. If it's not physically in my face with clarity, I don't give a fuck about a mystery. The only mystery I'm trying to solve right now is Jesus, God, the mysteries of the universe. That's where my head is. All right. So, like I said, these people that were in a cult, and yes, I do know that they were in a cult because this person told me which organization that they were rocking with, and that their boyfriend at the time, now they're married, pushed them into going to this place. I'm not going to say no names, but I had met a whole bunch of people that was a part of that in Los Angeles. And to be honest with you, they was all going places. They was winning Grammys and all of that. And I refused to join because I don't do cults. I can't sit down and let somebody talk shit to me when I got the universe yapping in my ear all day telling me what I'm doing fucking wrong. I don't need everybody else to do it. Or to shame me for something so they can have and hold it over me. And by the way, I ain't got no shame. Or I got a lyric, thoughts that would shame the devil. I have no shame. I said that to somebody and he was like, well, I must be the devil because I'm shameless or blah, blah, blah. Whatever he said, it was clever. I love that guy. He was a Cancer and we love Tori Amos. We used to, where are you, Igor? I miss you. We used to go to, he worked at HBO. We used to go to fucking Tori Amos concerts together and like emo out on her stuff. And he would pay for it because he's such a sweetheart. And we were both like huge fans of Tori Amos. So he would always just get me a ticket. Like, come on, let's go see Tori Amos. No problem. It's crazy. I love that guy. He was so sweet and cool. Anyways, I digress. So those people that were supposedly doing all this stuff and they trying to cause all this chaos and confusion and doing the devil's work, that shit caught up with you. And I literally just got out of the way, just like God said. What did he say in Proverbs or something? Just get out of the way and stay in your house and let it pass. I don't know if that was Proverbs or Exodus or something like that. Let the disease pass. You just stay inside, get out the way. I can't remember what scripture that was, but there is a scripture that says that, and literally that's what I did. I'm gonna just get out y'all way. Y'all could like have this by yourself and do what you want. And like I said, if anybody came to my house with bullshit, I got machetes and guns. You was finna get it. But that never happened. So I don't know who y'all talking about or who this woman is who supposedly has a sister. Now, the other day I went online. under the I Am Tarot, and it was another bitch's picture there, and she did kind of sort of like favor my ass. Why, when I went back, it was gone? Make it make sense. It was completely and if I Googled the I Am Tarot, nothing comes up. Not my Facebook, not anything where I put the I Am Tarot on. I have to like say, hey, can you find Zenobia Eset, the I Am Tarot on Facebook? And it came back as that doesn't exist. And then I put in another keyword, and then, but it shouldn't be that way. When you Google something, the shit automatically just comes up. And it kept coming up with I Am One Tarot, and the bitch's name is Zenobia. Make it make sense. Don't let me catch you, ho. Don't let me catch you. I reached out to that person. They haven't reached back out. I'm going to start with politeness and let them know, like, hey, you could be possibly stealing from me. You need to like clear this up. Yeah. Yeah. Or, there's lawsuits that are going to start happening because that person is literally stealing. So I did send it, but this was a white woman. Make it make sense. Anyways, all this other stuff about, calling me names and saying that, I was supposed to be some sacrifice. And like I said, they were in this, I'm going to just go on and say it. There's this organization in Los Angeles called Landmark. And once she told me that, which I would never think that she would do, once she told me she was a part of Landmark, I was like, girl, you should not, girl. I started going in on Landmark with her on the phone, and she got quiet because her husband had hooked her up with Landmark. And I'm telling her, and there was a little bit of like, yeah, but you ain't going nowhere, but you ain't going nowhere either. So make it make sense. You know what I mean? You're going to sit up and let somebody tell you who you are instead of you figuring out who you are or knowing already who the fuck you are by what you went through and the experiences you had. I know who the fuck I am. My name is Keisha. I was born and raised in the Florida projects. My mama was a crackhead. My daddy was a heroin addict. Does that make me a drug addict? No, I'm the exact opposite of what my parents did. I smoke a lot of weed, but I don't drink or do hard drugs. I'm what you call California sober. And I don't smoke cigarettes. And I don't pop pills. I just don't do it. So I recognize where I came from in order to know who I am. I am that bitch from the projects. I am. Do I have to act that way or live that way or not exude black excellence, or people from the projects can't give black excellence or excellence at all? Forget about it being black because they're from the projects? No. You know how many awesome people came out of fucking crazy circumstances? Most of them. Maybe all of them, except for maybe one or two. These little Nepo babies who, their parents gave them everything. Especially in Hollywood. So yeah, you was a part of this. I call it a cult. They call it self-help, whatever. But every time I talk to somebody from Landmark and I made perfectly good sense to them, they walked away from Landmark because they figured out they could do it themselves. Why are you someone telling you? You could tell me the truth about some things that I could be avoiding, and I'm okay with that. Like, perfect example, this guy was in Landmark too, but he was just smart. He's just a smart guy. I was going to do this challenge, this exercise challenge. But I was in Long Beach, and the exercise challenge was in Santa Monica. And it would take me 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back to do it. And that was my excuse. And he was like, nah, that's not a good excuse. You're just afraid. I accepted that because that was right. I made an excuse to not want to do the exercise. So I'm okay with that kind of truth, or people calling me out on my bullshit and letting me see. That's okay. But when you start saying that the reason why I'm doing these things is because of what happened in the past, no, that's not right. I'm not angry because my mom was a crackhead. I'm angry that you're trying to say that I'm angry when I'm not angry. But that's the kind of shit they do. They try to tell you who you are and how to think and feel. That's where you lose me. That's why I couldn't do Nichiren Buddha either. I would go and I would go chant, and I loved it, and it was beautiful. But sitting in on their circles and then they little groups, there was always something weird that they were saying of why they came over to Buddhism. I got beat. My parents were beating me, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just saying, hey, I wanted to find myself and center myself and understand how the universe works through sound and how I could make myself work through sound. And sitting up telling me, like, you need to do this and say these things that you don't understand and memorize it, and you don't know what the fuck you saying. You could be saying, I bring all demons to the other realm, to this realm, because it's all in Japanese. You don't know what the fuck they saying. Why can't you look in the mirror and say, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am blah blah blah? It's the same shit. It's through sound. And so it would be more magical for me in my language than it would in Japanese language, because I understand my language. I can evoke emotions through what I'm saying in my own language. I can't evoke emotions, so it feels cold when I'm doing it, and it's not even my culture or my language to understand. I don't mind Buddhism. I don't. I don't mind where it started from. The practice of it is beautiful. Even the philosophy is beautiful. But when you start saying that there is no divine source, but you're sitting up creating through divine source, that doesn't make sense to me. It just don't make sense to me. And divine source is absolutely intelligent. If they can put people on here, they can, it can form itself into woman, man, child, dog, panda, whatever. At any time, in any place. There's never not a one time. So y'all keep saying, oh, when Jesus come back, Jesus is here. There are many Jesuses here now. Jesus came and showed the way and told you that you had the power within you. So coming up with this Christ conscious, again, it's Christ consciousness. Jesus told you all you had to do was have a mustard seed of faith, a tiny mustard seed of faith, in order to like get those things that you need or manifest. Jesus took dirt from the earth and placed it on a man's eyes and used it to help cure his blindness. But if I do that today, y'all would say that is witchcraft. Jesus did it. Why? Because clay has healing properties in it. And he probably pulled by putting that clay over that man's eyes, which he knew by divine intelligence and divine source, that he was going to pull out all of the impurities from that man's eyes, cause his blindness to go away. Meaning he wasn't probably permanently blind. He probably had all kind of crazy infections in his face. Jesus saw it and was like, let me hook you up real quick. Divine intelligence. We all have it. If you don't want to like pull into divine source, that's okay. Someone asked me the other day, they're going through their 4 steps. I'm not trying to talk about their getting sober. I'm not going to say their name. And was like, the 4th step is like tapping into your divine power or tapping into God or whatnot. But I don't believe in God. And I was like, that's okay. Do you believe in divine source? Do you believe that do you believe in your own power? Because you're a child of God. And so if you're pulling from your own source, your own power, understanding who you are, loving on yourself, attracting and magnifying good things to you, that's divine source all day. Just be appreciative of what's happening and say thank you and move on. Um, but I told her, in order to tap into it, tap into herself. Tap into that divine love on yourself. I was telling her, I started doing this thing with all that love that I want to pour into the other person that I'm trying to pour love into. I poured it into myself. Divine intelligence, divine source. That's all it is. So I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. Let's get back to the what I was talking about. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody or say ha ha or anything like that. I'm actually praying that these people get better. But hopefully they open their eyes to the fact that you can't touch the anointed or you can't touch God's children. And I am a child of God. You heard me? I am a child of the Most High God. If you don't like it, I mean, too bad for you. Like, sucks for you. You know, it sucks for you. I hate that for you. I really do.